from Buonocore. I have a master's degree in psychotherapy. I trained in London for 10 years and then moved to California in 2000 and began learning more and more spiritual techniques to use with adults and children. And I began working with children in 1993 and began seeing how this generation of kids are very awake and very conscious. And until I came to California did I begin learning actual tools to begin working with them to help them feel celebrated and happy about being here. If you are finding that your child's showing signs of needing more help in dealing with their environment and that they're sensitive and you can see this in them, one of the best things you can do is definitely sit with them and let them know that you see that they're struggling and what would they like to do. And one thing that most of them really respond well to at first is maybe to draw some pictures with you. And then you open up the space, depending on your child and what your family environment's like, is to meditate. These children automatically love to meditate and love to meditate with their parents, and so I might have them visualize them connecting their heart spaces and playing in a beautiful space. Whatever comes in for them to help them feel very connected, supported, and loved and heard. I have certain little games to play and help the parents connect their heart spaces with their child to really fully have a great flow of connection to the heart space. Because when that's not in place, the children recognize it right away and get off balance. Another good thing for a lot of children, they really need fresh food and to eat the colors of the rainbow every day, to get all the colors in their body. And that helps a lot of kids because they love to eat lots of bread and yummy sweet things, and depending on your child, but it's really helpful if you can get them to eat the rainbow every day. That also helps them stay centered. I first take into consideration how religious they are, where they are on their spiritual path, and what they can handle hearing. And I may explain about they are used to a more higher vibration. Most people coming to me at least believe in the soul, and that the soul was somewhere before it came here. There was one little girl that she would hug you, and you felt so loved in every cell of your body. It was almost overwhelming, but so beautiful if you were able to receive that love. And she would hug her friends at school or hug strangers, and they didn't understand, and she actually had to learn to stop hugging people. And she was actually getting diagnosed with Asperger's because she would then get enraged when people couldn't accept her love and not understand, and was becoming socially difficult, and so they diagnosed her with Asperger's, but the parents know this is not the case. She now will give a hug, but she chooses carefully who's able to receive that, and we helped her understand that some people aren't ready to receive that amount of love. Most parents will ask, was my child an indigo, or is my child a crystal child or a rainbow child? And mainly, if you're noticing something, there's something there, and as consciousness is raising for all of us, all the children coming in, and a lot of the children coming in now really are coming in without any karmic issues to heal. They're coming here knowing and remembering who they are. They notice lies, they have no tolerance for lies, for things that are not authentic, that aren't in the vibration of truth. They know instinctively how to help others, and they know that they are here to help bring about peace and harmony and bring more consciousness and light to this earth. Some of them have very gifted psychic abilities because they're very old souls, and they have come in many, many times and have a very fine-tuned instrument. It's the way they look at you. They are scanning you, they are seeing you very deeply. They're looking at you beyond your skin, and they feel you and know you instinctively at where you are on your path. They see their third eye is wide open, and so they know the light in themselves, so they see the light in you and how much light you have brought into your own body and consciousness. They also can be little sponges, which can make them very unhappy, because if they're in an environment that is violent or not in the higher vibration, they will ingest all of that through their bodies, and they do need more protection in that sense because they sponge all that lower vibrational energy and intuitively want to process it and move it out of the environment. High school, they can get extremely depressed because they're ingesting all of their peers' angst and lost feelings of who they are, and then be misdiagnosed with depression issues when it's actually they need to learn how to not process all of their peers' energy and how to shield themselves energetically, that they can still be empathic and kind and loving and healing to all of their peers, but they don't need to process. It's hard for them if they're in an environment where people aren't open, but they have to understand where people are around them, and that it's not to do with them, that they're doing something wrong, that the people are resisting their light, their love, that it's okay. It's very important that they do have a space where they feel like they can be themselves. I help them have a shield, and I put a permanent shield around them that helps protect them from negative thought forms and energies so it doesn't enter into their being. The whole family learns that this child is needing to feel celebrated and safe, and that if they're seeing orbs or they're seeing light or they're seeing things, that's real and that it's okay. And so the first thing the child will bring to me is, I'll believe them and they'll feel relieved with that. And then I help their parents understand that it's not crazy. Art, for some children, art is a beautiful space for them to go and feel their creativity and bring in more light and channel in that light and show the world through their art. Artists, since time began, are helping bring light to the masses of all sorts, from our movies now to our writers, so they know that they can at least show their images. Some parents, some kids that are indigos and very strong warrior spirits that are here to bust the system. We are in transition right now in everything, and so the school's in transition, so it's a really tough place to be in, because on one hand we need them highlighting the fact that things need to be changed, that having more homework doesn't equal kids being smarter. Another common thing that happens is that a parent will bring their child in because their child's saying, I see ghosts, I see ghosts, I see ghosts, and I've seen huge transformations happen when understanding comes about that the parents realize that their child actually is seeing earthbound spirits or energies, or sometimes they're not necessarily energies of humans, but they might be energies of other dimensional things, or just orbs or lights, and they're seeing it and they can't sleep, or they feel scared to sleep, and their fear is real. It's not, they're not making up, there's monsters in my closet. They might very well be seeing shadows wandering around in the room. All of them feel so relieved once they feel they have some sort of tools to deal with it. And one child in particular, she would see all kinds of energies all around, all the time, day or night, and it was wearing her out, and she needed to learn how to turn that off and focus to be just here. So we did a series of meditations and processes to help her feel that she could turn that on or off, because she didn't want to lose that ability completely to see things, but she needed to be able to turn it off to concentrate in school. One thing that's also helped a lot of these kids is putting a green night light. The green light seems to help soothe the vibrational, any vibrational disturbance that might be in the room. As well as learning, the kids can learn how to consciously open up a space and allow those spirits to go with love, that there's nothing for them to fear, that they are protected, and that they can send them on their way to the light with love. It's helped some of the children as well to draw what they see, to help them process it. There's certain, and sometimes they may be seeing their guides or angels that are with them that don't need to be sent into the light, but they need to understand that they're beings that are there to watch over them and help them and guide them, and that brings a whole new concept to them and helps them feel more empowered rather than fearful about what they're seeing.